Hi people, it's Sarcovist here, and today we have something of a rambly video talking about what it's like to be a gamer during this global lockdown quarantine, and how, I have to admit, just thinking about it generally, this is obviously a very interesting and terrible time we have in, well, to be honest, human history. This is quite a significant point that's going on here with the coronavirus, with COVID-19, and we're well into it now. I think globally we are very much familiar with the gravity of what's going on right now. And in terms of the situation, I was considering my own state of being, what do I do normally? How much has my life changed as a result of the lockdown? The lockdown in the UK is mostly, I suppose to generalise it on the whole, is that only essential workers go to work, and during our downtime we essentially can go out for a walk, maybe to the park or around our neighbourhood, but generally speaking we should be staying inside in order to avoid spreading the virus. So on the whole, we are encouraged to stay inside. Now, if you are a gamer like me, an avid gamer, you may find, interestingly, that this does not affect your life in as drastic a way as it affects many others. And that's something that I've observed in this situation, particularly. I find it kind of interesting that this has happened to me personally, but back in September of last year, I changed jobs, and my new job was actually a working from home job. And to be blunt, and it might seem crazy that I managed to do this, but I didn't actually realise it was a working from home job until I actually accepted the offer. So I was applying for a job. The office is based in London, well within commuting distance for me, and I assumed it would be a go into the office, 9 to 5 sort of job. But instead it was actually a working from home contract, and I didn't realise that until the last moment. And I took advantage of that to the point where since last September I'd essentially been working from home. And I've been doing that, and so when the quarantine came, the fact that many people were working from home wasn't that much of a surprise to me, because since last September I've actually been doing that anyway. But nonetheless, it is a bit strange being so isolated. But being a gamer is probably one of the better hobbies to have right now, because as a gamer you can really spend your time at home, not only investing yourself into single player experiences that can really bring you out of the gloom and doom of the current situation. Like, imagine deep diving into The Witcher 3 and investing all your mental energy into that. It can truly take you out of the really horrific situation that's going on right now. But also it has another benefit, and that is the exceptional social element, where you can go into a game, an online game, and you can still interact and play and cooperate with other people. And yes, it's a virtual sense, but it's far better than if we did not have this mechanism in order to, interact still with other people. Because even I, as a self-proclaimed ultra introvert, still have that basic instinct that we as all humans have to interact and talk with others. And so having the ability to do that via the medium of gaming is, at first it was appreciated for me personally, because as I just stated, I'm a bit of an introvert, and so gaming allows me to sort of interact and talk with people in a way that's a bit easier on me rather than the traditional mechanisms. But now that we're in this lockdown and so much of society is brought into that situation, it's something that I think is being brought to the forefront, that gaming truly is an amazing thing. It's come so far since its humble beginnings, back when it was merely 2 dashes bouncing a single pixel across a tennis course, if you will, back in the days of Pong. But the place we are with gaming now is such a social, interactive landscape, as well as an escapism element. And I really have to just take a moment and think, like, how different this situation would be for me personally if I wasn't a gamer, if gaming did not exist in the way it did now. If we go back to, I don't know, maybe the generation of the PS2 and the Xbox and the GameCube, where online gaming was not as much of a thing, it would be a little bit harder, because although there would be the escapism element, we hadn't quite reached the same level of interaction online. But if gaming was gone completely, I think I would have gone a little bit mad by now. I would have just felt so bored. There's only so long you can sit and watch Netflix before your mental troubleshooting desires start to just really itch for something. So gaming at the moment, I think, although not everyone is saying it, is really holding a lot of people's sanity together right now. And I've always believed, because as far as we've come, gaming is still demonized, I think too much in today's society, or it's still not respected as much as it should be. But when you take times like this, truly troublesome, in some cases tragic times, and then consider what gaming brings in a situation like this, where so many of us are forced to stay at home and forced to find means of entertainment, gaming is an incredible blessing, right? And I think it's something we should appreciate. And also, just as it's been playing in the background, a quick shout out to Doom Eternal, which released during this lockdown, right? And it is an amazing game. And for me personally, I've been really enjoying getting into this game. It's a really fun, fluid game. It's a bit violent, but hey, it's violence against demons, and demons bloody well deserve it, right? So I don't feel too guilty about the violence in the game. And a game releasing at a time like this is just amazing. It's fantastic. But then again, it's not just the new games like Final Fantasy Remake and Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing that make the difference. It's the massive backlog. We are in a world where so many games have released that I very much doubt everyone has played them. And so you don't just have to focus on what's come out now, like Doom Eternal, as fantastic as it is, but there's such an amazing backlog of games, especially if you're on PC, where you can stretch back to decades ago. Fantastic, amazing experiences with these narratives that can truly engross you and pull you out of this situation at the moment, where so many people are starting to, get a bit stir crazy. And I've noticed that people who I know who are gamers are dealing with this situation a lot better than those who don't, because they are able to bring themselves out of the current situation and bring themselves into these virtual worlds. And sometimes that can be seen as unhealthy, in a sense that you aren't able to focus on, reality itself. And yeah, that's true. Gaming should, generally speaking, be, as with all things in life, taken in moderation. But at the moment, it gives such a little breath of relief into such a difficult time. And I always like to, when I can, talk about how much I appreciate games on an individual basis, as I have done. I've said Doom Eternal is a fantastic game to play at the moment, but gaming as a whole, where it is, as much criticism as there may be of the industry from certain circles, is on the whole such a blessing, I think, on humanity for what it gives us. And during this lockdown, again, in particular, not to belabor the point, is something that I personally have found myself appreciating immensely. And if you are a gamer, I say take a moment to appreciate what this industry has brought us in a time where we could have been going insane from boredom. And if you're not a gamer and you're finding yourself being a bit bored, this is a great time to jump in. If you haven't got much to do, if you can't see your friends or some of your family, and you need something to do, gaming is such a fantastic way of occupying your mind. And just a quick few recommendations I'd give in terms of games to really just put so much time into would be, Doom Eternal, first of all. It's a fantastic game, but in terms of true time sinks, you've got things like World of Warcraft, which is an entire world, Minecraft with its infinite creativity options, and then some things like City Skylines. It's like a city builder. There are certain games out there which are true time sinks, and normally I'm a little bit cautious about advising on them for that very reason, but right now these sorts of games are seriously worth your time. So for everyone out there, stay strong, stay clean, and stay sensible. And we will get through this, not just within the UK with me, but I think globally, we will hold out. We must stay strong, and gaming is helping us to get there. As always, people, thanks very much for watching, and see you next time.